Decision looming. President Trump must decide the fate of the 2015 Iranian nuclear deal by tomorrow, specifically to waive sanctions, effectively keeping the agreement alive. Secretary of State Steven Mnuchin making it clear the U.S. will not ease pressure on the Islamic Republic.
The president's been very clear, that many aspects of the Iran deal need to be changed. We have as many sanctions on Iran today as we have on any other country in the process, and we'll continue to look at things.
Here now is Walid Phares, Fox News foreign affairs and national security analyst. What do you think the president should do?
I think that the administration, main opinion makers, State Department, Treasury Department, and others have advised the president that for this time he should continue with not adding. But there need to be a price for that, which is a negotiation with the other partners in the deal, that would be the Europeans and others, that they need to be tougher on two things. One, the missiles. This is the moment to do a massive pressure against the Iranian missiles and their deployment, and also putting sanctions because of human rights abuse against the demonstrators.
So I just want to be really clear, the only reason why to stay the course right now would be to have that as leverage to deal with everybody else who's in it, that it's not really about Iran, it's about saying we're going to let you continue to do business there if you help us in this way, this way, and this way.
I would say this. Few weeks ago, before the demonstrations, I think, yes, that was the case, that we have no allies really to get out of the deal. The Europeans are really committed to the deal. Now, since the Iranians started to demonstrate, that gave us, the United States, the administration, and Congress, leverage. Because now you can get from the Europeans more pressure. And you know what? It's for the next 6 months. If we decide that things are changing in Iran, we can still go back to the deal and say it's not working.
Okay. I want to ask you about something that just came out. So this is an article in the Wall Street Journal, an interview that the president just did, and this has to do with North Korea. And I find this really, really surprising. He said, I probably have a very good relationship with Kim Jong-un, and everybody sort of blanched. And he said, I have relationships with people. I think you people are surprised. And then they said, well, have you spoken to him? Have you spoken to Kim Jong-un? And he says, I don't want to comment on it. I'm not saying I have or I haven't. I just don't want to comment. Do you think he's been talking to Kim Jong-un?
I don't have the information, Melissa, but I think it's very difficult at this point in time. When you say I'm talking to, I'll tell you what kind of speech is that. By sending the task forces around the North Koreans, by deploying these important weapons in the Pacific, this is talking to the North Koreans. By actually speaking with the Chinese putting pressure on them. This is the kind of diplomatic talking that is pushing and forcing the North Koreans to go south and start speaking.
So not picking up the phone, hey, Kim Jong-un, you know, we're coming to get you. He's not talking about that. He's talking about, like, the metaphorical talking, you think? That's your opinion?
The way I would place it more on a strategic level than on a direct call, because otherwise media and the world would have gone crazy if we know about that.
Did you see those stealth nuclear bombers that we sent over to the region? We were just showing pictures of them before you came on. I mean, wow. Yes. What do you think about that?
I think this is the reason for why the North Koreans are moving south to go to the Winter Games, Olympics. This is the actual reason. When we deploy task forces, you know, their leadership, the military leadership, is not really watching tweets. They're looking at task forces. And now, by adding this, probably it's going to put more pressure, in addition to the fact that their traditional ally, China, has become a business entity at this point in time. They don't want to risk too much for the North, which explains why the behavior now has changed.
Yeah. How do you think that ends up playing out? Because it's unclear that there's a rational actor on the other side.
There is no rational actor at the top, meaning himself, the dictator. Yeah. But below him, the military are a rational actor. They can count missiles, and they understand. What they're trying to do is to gain time for themselves by going to the south and creating this ceasefire, and then they will see. I don't think they are reforming. This is not signs of reforms at all.
Walid, thank you. Appreciate your time.
Thank you.